guys, and welcome to Marriage and Money. If you haven't subscribed yet to our channel to continue on the journey of marriage and money, don't forget to do that right now and give us a thumbs up if you like the video at the end of watching it.
Yes, so I know we just did a video, but we thought, no, we need to come back and do the healing process, the healing process, and do a part 2 of the giving and borrowing. And I think that, it can be hard to journey and know how to navigate the area of like when you've lent someone money and they don't pay you back. So how do you do that? So we're just going to talk about our process of how we've dealt with that.
Yeah.
So
once upon a time, one day, Jonathan was a wealthy guy.
But you still are.
Amen.
Wait. Don't tell the story again because they have to go watch the first video.
Right there. So click on that video and you will know the story of what I went through in terms of lending money to someone. So I'm just going to share about how I felt about it. And, once I lent that money, I knew that I was going to get paid back after chasing them multiple times. Not going to lie, distrust and hatred was built up in my heart towards that person. Literally, whenever I see their name, whenever I see their face, instantly I'm like, shut off.
Yeah.
Or I'll probably do a reluctant greet to them. And, I knew I didn't like it. It wasn't helping me emotionally, spiritually, mentally, even physically. I can feel, it was like someone was pulling my back saying, yo, Johnny, he hasn't paid you back. He hasn't paid you back, Johnny. You haven't paid me back. Hold me back. Oh, you see what I mean? Like, I didn't want that. And, obviously I told Deborah about it and, she didn't want me to be in that state as well. And it was going for, I was gonna say nearly a year, but not nearly a year, but it was definitely more than a few months. And I didn't want this because one, I was seeing them in a different way. They weren't really like my friend anymore. You know what I mean?
Or your brother.
Or my brother, you know what I mean? Like, they just became enemies. And I didn't want that. So it just got to a point, I just had to pray. And not only that, I needed the money as well to cover a particular cost at the time. And, with not having that in place, it's like, where I'm going to get the money from. Yeah. So literally, I was praying, man. I was like, God, you got to deal with my heart. There's a heavy load on me. I'm trying to get rid of it, but I can't get rid of it. I need your help. And I was just praying. And, as I was praying, God was just comforting me. And he reminded me that he's my provider. He reminded me that he forgave me. Yeah. He reminded me that he still loved me. Yeah. And it's gonna be okay. So after hearing that and receiving that, being comforted by God with that, I was like, you know what? I just wrote off that debt as a bad debt. I gave it to the Lord. I forgave that person. And as an action of forgive them, I actually called them up. I was like, yo, can we chat? And I told them how I felt. I told them how I viewed even our friendship. And interestingly, they didn't know that I was feeling like that. They thought it was cool. And I guess what I learned as well was that you can't assume that someone knows how you feel if you haven't told them how you felt. You see what I mean? So assumptions is not always good. And I realized that, being silent, well, even though I wasn't silent, even though I was chasing, but obviously after not chasing anymore, I was silent. I didn't tell them how I felt. I didn't tell them how, they treated me and stuff. But they probably just thought it was cool. So that's why I was able to address that in our conversation. I forgave him, he, asked for what? We were cool at the end of the day. And from there, they did try to say, I'll pay you back. I was like, nah, that's cool, man. You keep that, because they did explain their financial circumstance, which I understood. And, I just provided mercy and grace because I'm not a guy. I don't like chasing people for money. Yeah. Like,
and I think as well,
I'm not a bank. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
No, I was just saying, I think as well from the lender's perspective, you have to be ready to allow grace and allow room for wrongs, because people make mistakes and people are not perfect. Do you know what I mean? And there's been times where the lender has done wrong to someone else. Do you know what I mean? And you might not even know about it. So I think it's when you lend, you have to really have a pliable heart. I don't know what the word is. You really have to have a soft heart
Yeah.
and be ready for anything,
Yep.
one, and be ready to forgive. And I think you have to journey through the emotions. Don't just think that you're not gonna, you know, like, just, well, anyway, some people are just get over it quickly.
Yeah.
Some people don't. Everyone's different.
That's it.
But yeah, just be ready to say, you know what, I've done mistakes before.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, definitely, man.
I can allow and show grace in this time.
And I'm glad I did that, because literally now we're cool. Like I can definitely say with my heart, with confidence, that if I see them now, we're cool. Like we chat, you know, we hang out, we're calm, and I thank God for, and that's literally you have to take God, because I did have, you know, other situations of people, you know, not paying me back, and big man thing, I was like, bruh, I ain't give you money again. I was like, this is how you rolling. Okay. I remember that, and it's kind of like, because I showed them so much respect. I really, like, I got love for them. So for them to treat me like that, it really violated me. I'm like, whoa.
The trust of
like, I thought we were boys, or I thought we were friends, I thought we were family, and now I'm getting this, you know, disrespect. You know what I mean? Because again, you know, that money that I'm giving you, I worked for that. That money I gave you, that was my sweat. I earned it. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like some little ting. And especially because it's, you told me to, you know, you asked me if you could borrow money, and now you didn't pay that back to me. Like, that's already building distrust. So that's why I think it was quite, I want like, bro, money is a real thing in life. You know what I mean? And it's one of the ones where you do want to help, but if that help is not respected, then your friendship or your view of that person would definitely be effective, and would definitely be affected. And you have the choice on how you will treat them when, well, hopefully not, but if that happens, you know what I mean?
So would you say it's better not to lend family and friends money? It's just better to give?
In terms of, for your benefit, yes.
Yeah.
But when you give, just make sure that it's an amount that you're willing to give.
That you can afford to give.
And can afford to give. You see what I mean? Because when you give, you ain't getting that money back.
Yeah, see.
Like, it will be embarrassing to go ask and be like, imagine, you know, we gave money to one of our family, but, oh, you know that, 200, 300, can we have it back? You know, it was just a test and trial, you know? Bro, they already spent that money, fam. You know what I mean? And you don't know what financial circumstances they're in. So, definitely, if you don't want to go through that, that reluctance, if you don't want to go through that pain, if you don't want to go through that chasing up people.
I think this as well, it can be wise as well.
Yeah, definitely.
It can be a sense of wisdom of just, if you know, first of all, you avoid putting yourself in that position of borrower and lender. Do you know what I mean? Because the Bible says that you're a slave to the lender. And
if you're a borrower.
Yeah, so you don't want to have that title, even though it's not written, but subconsciously, as you make that transaction of lending, it just automatically puts both people in that position. I do agree with you. I think it is better to avoid lending in close relationships or just in general, and just be person who just gives rather than lending.
No, definitely, because even on top of that, you are actually being a double blessing to that person, because now that person that you've given money to freely, with no strings attached, they don't need to worry about paying you back. All they give back is gratitude. All they give back, hopefully, is respect. All they give back is hopefully love, or even, probably there'll be a time where you may be in a position of needing money, and because they remember what you did, they'll be able to bless you. You see what I mean? And that's why I really appreciate and value, Christ's teaching about the golden rule. He says, do unto others as you would like others to do to you. And I'm gonna lie, that's one of our principles, as a married couple, is that, we want to treat others the way we would like to be treated. So you never know. If you give freely to that person, probably one day they'll be able to freely give to you if you may be in need. So
stop lending, just give.
Hey. But then again, it is a process. Like, you won't do this overnight. And there may be a point where, people ask you for money, but you don't. Well, you may have the money, but that money's for something else. But if you know that that person's gonna pay you back, then you probably think, you know what, I need this money for 3 months. If they can pay me back in 3 months, then I'm good. But then again, you need that agreement. So.
But to just give.
There you go. Just give me all. Just give. So yeah.
But
Well, hope you enjoyed that. And yeah, man, like, you may be surprised. Wow, Jonathan sharing his feelings. Yo, like, guys, we gotta share our feelings, because again, if I didn't share my feelings about that, whether it was with God, even though he already knew, whether it was with my wife or anyone else that were close to me, you know, I would just be bubbled up, and I'll probably still hate that person that I lent money to. So it's really beneficial to talk about these things with people, whether it's your wife, your husband, or if you're not married, with someone close to you, your friend, your best friend, God. Yo, God, he listens, man. He's always available, you know, because it releases that stress off of your heart, and it helps you to hear how you feel, not just know how you feel when you're speaking. And then again, people were able to give you some advice, see the situation from a different perspective, and hey, God willing, you'll be healed, and you can also forgive and hopefully build that relationship with that person or friendship with that person. And yeah, man, if you want to put some restrictions that, yo, I may not lend that person money again, hey, that's up to you. So catch you on the next video, and we'll see you then.
Bye.
See ya.